This is Carter Conlon. Welcome again to my morning. And it's been a bit stormy here where I am on vacation. So I've been thinking a lot about storms. So I guess I'm going to stay on that theme again this morning. I want to talk about what happens when you get into a storm and Jesus hasn't come to you yet the way you thought he should come to you. You thought for sure he should have come by now. And you're at the point maybe of beginning to panic a little bit because God, you've got to come. This storm threatens to overwhelm me. Now, number one, first of all, when Jesus Christ is sending you to do something for his glory, you're not going to be overwhelmed by your circumstance. You're going to think that you're going to be overwhelmed, but you're not going to be overwhelmed. Your circumstances will not take you down. What it will do is it will test your faith in his word. Remember, in another portion of scripture, he said to his disciples, let's go to the other side. And on the journey, the storm rose and the waves were beating against the boat and water starting to get in. And they woke him up and said, Lord, don't you care that we perish? And how many times did he have to rebuke them and say, why did you not believe? I told you we're going to the other side. The Lord told you, I will never leave you nor forsake you. He told you, I'll be a friend that sticks closer than a brother. He told you, I'm setting your feet on the course of a journey that's going to glorify my name. Now, all of that's been told to you and told to me. Now, we're going to face storms. Let's just be realistic about it. We're going to face cross currents in society. We're going to face evil speech that comes against us. We're going to face accusations. We're going to face times and things that come our way where we in our weakness are exactly as they were in their day, saying, God, where are you? Why? Even David in Psalm 22 verse 1 says, my Lord, my God, why have you forsaken me? We feel like, God, why are you not with me on the journey? But you see, that's not really the case after all, is it? In John chapter 6 and verse 16, I want to bring you into another view of when the disciples were sent across the Sea of Galilee. Now, there's other accounts. Some of them might be the same story and some of them might be different crossings. But let's look at this one right now. When evening came, his disciples went down to the sea. Verse 17 of John chapter 6 now. They got into the boat and went over the sea towards Capernaum. And it was already dark and Jesus had not come to them. So they've been in the boat for a while. I'm assuming it's just dusk when they head out. It's gotten dark now. They've been rowing for a little while. And then the sea arose because a great wind was blowing. So a terrific storm hit them. Now, the storm takes us by surprise, but it doesn't take Jesus by surprise. He knows the storm is coming. He foreknows the future. Do you understand? We understand that about the attributes of God. He understands the future. He foreknows this storm is coming. He knows exactly what's going to be happening in it. And I believe that most of the storms that we have to go through test our faith. Do we really believe God? Do we really trust him that the things he's spoken to us are going to happen in and through our lives? Now, when they rowed about 3 or 4 miles, now, I don't know if that's from the beginning or it's from the beginning of the storm. Now, it does make a difference. If it's from the beginning, it puts them in the middle of the Sea of Galilee, roughly, because it's about 8 miles across. But if it's from the 3 or 4 miles from the beginning of the storm, it puts them almost probably very close to the opposite side. And when they had rowed about 3 or 4 miles, they saw Jesus walking on the sea and drawing near the boat. And they were afraid. You know, another version tells us they thought it was a ghost. And of course, I shared with you before in maritime lore, if you see a spirit walking to you on the water in a storm, as a fisherman, you know you're going into another world, you're going to drown. That's generally what they believed. But he said to them, it is I, do not be afraid. Then they willingly received him into the boat, and immediately the boat was at the land where they were going. So they receive him in the boat in the middle of their storm, and immediately they're at the land where they're going to. So there's two possibilities here, okay? And just hold with me on this. The number one, and some people hold to this theory, is that it was an absolute miracle. Jesus gets into the boat in the middle of the Sea of Galilee and just transports it basically to the other side. So he gets in the boat and immediately the front of the boat hits the shoreline. There's another possibility, and I'm only conjecturing, okay? So please don't feel you have to correct me on the internet of this. But the other possibility is, depending on where they were when Jesus got into the boat, that the whole scenario of panic, and we're going to die, we're going to drown, it is a spirit, and all of this happened pretty close to the shore that they were heading to. Now, I don't know what the distance would be, but fairly close. And how foolish you would feel, I guess. And we all get that way, right? You know, we panic, Jesus gets in the boat, and then the boat hits the shore, and we realize, wow, we were almost at our destination when Jesus got into our boat. And that happens to a lot of us. We start by believing, then we progress to, you know, when they got in the boat, they're believing him, they've seen miracles, they trust him. It's starting to get dark, he's not come, so the questions, just minimal questions start arising in their heart. Then they're in the middle of the sea and the storm comes, and they're pulling those oars with all the might, with human effort to make it to the other side. They're getting now to the point of panic, where he comes walking to them on the water. They receive him into the boat, as we do when we get into a storm, and immediately he gets in the boat, and immediately the boat hits the shore where they're going. Now, if in fact, it's only conjecture, but if it was just a matter of feet from shore that he got into the boat, how foolish they would have felt. You know, and quite often that's the way it is with us. We're almost at the finish line. We've almost won the victory. We're almost there, and we panic. We panic at the point of victory, when we're about to cross the line, when we're about to, you know, the whole of heaven is about to rise and shout and say, you ran the race, you finished it, and we panic at the end. Jesus is so merciful to us in our frailty, isn't he? We're all the same. We're all the same. But then again, you get older. And you get older and you have a lot more experience, and you start to realize the God who never left me, the God who has never forsaken me, the God who's always been with me, will be with me right to the end. You'll be with me in trial. You'll be with me when there's no trial. You'll be with me when things are smooth sailing. You'll be with me when I'm in a storm. The God who has been faithful to me will be faithful to me. You see, this was the admonition of Christ for these disciples. Why did you not believe? Where was your faith? I told you. The God of the universe says, I told you we're going to the other side. I told you you're going to make this journey. I wouldn't send you out to drown. I sent you for a divine purpose to the other side. Why did you panic? Why did you lose heart? Why did you doubt? I think we all do in the beginning. But it's life experience that eventually teaches us that God is with me. God will never fail me. God will never forsake me. You see, I think that's why it's important for those of us who are older now, who have walked this journey, to reach back to those who are still on the journey. And as Paul once said, I'm not comparing myself to Paul. I'm not anywhere near the man that he was. But Paul said, follow me as I follow Christ. And I think it's a mandate of those who have walked with God to reach back to those that are still on the journey, saying, listen, I have followed him. I have been through sickness. I've been through trial. I've suffered the loss of things. I've been in storms. I have had hell itself stand up against me. I have had to fight thoughts in my mind planted there that I'm not going to make it. Somehow I'm going to fail in this journey. I've had to fight my way through these things, and through them all, I have found that God has been faithful to me. And the same God that has been faithful to me will be faithful to you. You will not be forsaken. You will not sink. You will not drown. You will not be overcome. Your storm might be fierce, but you're going to make it to the other side. Now, there's two other sides. The first other side is the other side of whatever the journey your life is supposed to be on this side of eternity. You will make it there. However God has chosen to glorify his life through you will happen. And then ultimately, the other side is heaven itself, by God's grace. Can you imagine one day when our boat hits that shore, but the shore is no longer of this world? And we've come through the storms, we've come through the trials, we've walked through the tribulations, and we've trusted in God. I don't know of a better testimony than that. It's not about how big the miracles were or how many people we spoke to. That might be a wonderful thing that some few have the privilege of attaining. But for the rank and file, for most of us, the fact that we made it to the other side and we believed him all the way. That's such an incredible victory, especially now. Think about your family. Think about what your kids are facing and your grandkids are facing and the world that they're inheriting. There's got to be voices that say, you can trust God. I have trusted him. He's never failed me. He's never forsaken me. And he will not fail you. And he will not forsake you. You know, I've got all my grandchildren coming, and some, well, not all, but most of them are joining us on vacation at some point. And I have the privilege, I've already started, of saying to my grandsons and my granddaughters, God will not fail you. God will not forsake you. Put your trust in him. I'm not telling them there won't be storms. I'm not telling them there won't be hard days. But God will not forsake you. David the psalmist says, I've been young and now I'm old. I've never seen the righteous forsaken or his seed begging bread. I can say the same thing as well now. This is Carter Conlon. Welcome to my morning. And I trust that my morning will make your day. See you again tomorrow.